Good morning, dear students. Yesterday we have finished our chapter 2, Cultural Heritage of India, Traditional Handicraft and Fine Arts. You may think, if we have finished our chapter, then what is this going to do? Dear students, I would like to revise the chapter once again, so that you remember the important points of the chapter 2. Now, let's begin. Come to the first paragraph itself. I suppose all of you have your textbooks. While teaching, I had told you to underline some things. I should also tell you to make a bracket. And as we had begun this lesson, we have seen that India is a country of rich cultural heritage. And that includes two types of heritage, which were materialistic and genetical heritage, which I had told you to underline. Students, now some of you still are confused. You do not know what is genetic inheritance. Okay, now genetic inheritance is when a child inherits physical and mental characteristics from the parents by birth is known as genetic inheritance. Okay, and the materialistic inheritance is when you receive something, that is house, land, property, estates, that you obtain from your ancestors. That is called material heritage. Then we went to see about the examples given over there. Since I have taught to you that in detail, I am not going to repeat it again. But we saw that there are also references which are given in the book of 64 Arts in Ancient Literature. And there have been the different handicraft, workmanship and all. But we saw that 21st June is celebrated as World Yoga Day. Okay, in the whole world is celebrated, in the whole world, International Yoga Day. And students, we recently celebrated it. Okay, this time due to the lockdown, you couldn't come out. You could not come to the school. Otherwise, every year we have the celebration in the school. But after that, we went to see that the different types of art. And we saw about the art of Indian artisans. In that, when we saw about the art of Indian artisans, I had told you to make a bracket about weaving and embroidery, wooden art, clay work, drawing, painting, leather industry, animal work, sculpture, architecture, acrylic work, diamond-related artistic workmanship, and knitting work have their unique identity in India. And then we saw in detail. Now, when we were studying about the art of clay work, we saw that man and clay have been closely associated since ancient time. And then we saw the different things made of clay. We also saw the clay, before the invention of metal, clay things were used abundantly. Okay, we saw it over here. And I had told you to make a bracket to this, like toys, pots, pitchers, clay stoves, earthen lamps, etc. were made. And they were also being used. We saw later on that we have got many clay utensils of red color that belong to Lothal and Mohenjo-daro. That is the time I had told you we are going to study about Lothal, Mohenjo-daro in the next chapter. Then, students, we went to see about the art of weaving. The art of weaving. In the art of weaving, first and foremost, what did we see? We saw about spinning. What is spinning? And the art of making long threads using small pieces of cotton from cotton balls, that are the swabs, and joining them together is called the art of spinning. You have got it over here. That also I had told you to make a bracket. Now, we know, of course, Gandhiji has contributed. It was Swadeshi movement where he talked about the art of spinning. But when we were seeing about the hand-woven craft, you see over here the carpets, the famous carpets. As we were seeing in that, we saw that the fine art about the muslin, about the muslin of Dhaka, which could easily pass through a ring, and we also saw that could be adjusted in the matchbox. Students, now over here, when I was explaining to you, I told you about the famous patolas of Patan, which have become world famous. Then the art of Patan, which is old, which has the 850 years old. Okay. Then when we were seeing about that art, we also saw about Ikkat, and I have told you to make a bracket. What was that Ikkat? What is that Ikkat? We saw that Ikkat means weaving. I had told you to make a bracket. But students, just before that, this silk wear, that is a beaver cut, produced in Patan is called the patola of Patan. At that time also I had told you about, just saw that in this paragraph itself, about the Patan's famous patolas, then the Banarasi saris, Bandhani of Rajasthan, which is the unique identity of India. Then we went to the art of embroidery, and we saw that apart from embroidery work, we saw that Bandhani of Jamnagar, Jodhpur, Bhuj and Mandvi of Gujarat are very popular. We saw it over here. Then the traditional style of Bandhani, with all its luster and due to the beautiful designs of elephant, puppet, dice and picture, is very popular today. You get to see this type of design on the famous clothes that we talk about of that is Jamnagar, Jodhpur, Bhuj and Mandvi. Let's turn the page. I told you the 2 marks important question, and that is about the leather industry. Students, once again I am stressing, learn that paragraph by heart. You have to make 6 points about leather. This is an important question asked almost in every exam. At least in the school exams, we either ask in the class test or in the prelims or the first semester. So therefore, you have to learn this by heart. And what is that leather? Leather, the skin of the dead animal, was used for various purposes in ancient India. And we saw the different things which were made of leather. There have been so many things that have been made of leather. And students, you saw that leather industry has a prominent place in ancient India. Well-knitted mojari of Rajasthan, shoes leather knitted shoes, leather knitted purses, and many of the things that we saw over there. Then after that we saw about the diamond work and the enamel work. Now students, we saw that in that I told you that India has a 7,517 kilometer long coastline surrounding all 3 directions east, west and south. And I also had told you about the Arabian Ocean, then the Indian Ocean as well as the Bay of Bengal. And so therefore we get plenty of diamonds and the beadworks also. Beads are available over here. And so then we saw the art of beadwork as well as the enamel work. How the diamond has been studied, and which types of diamond, students? Rubies, beads, emerald, topaz. Okay, they are used to beautify. They were used to adorn and beautify the thrones and crowns and the jewelry like bracelet and the garland, etc. of the kings, which we had seen it over here. Then we also saw about the zari work, metal work, as well as the wooden art, inlay work, akik work. Students, I am not going to explain this all again. We have done that, but we saw that metal work came to be an existence, or it developed after the Stone Age. Okay, and the artisans of Lothal made different weapons like sickle, drill, needle, etc. We saw the wooden art, and in the wooden art we saw that the things which were made for different purposes, like the toys for children. Then the wooden pillars, windows, doors. Okay. Students, we see in our house also different types of furniture made of wood. Then we saw about the inlay work. Inlay work, Bikaner area of Rajasthan, which is more popular for the inlay ornaments. I have told you to make this bracket. I also have given you the 1 mark question. Then we saw about the acrylic work, painting. Okay. How the painting has a lot of importance. Okay. And how it was appreciated. From the painting, we went to the fine arts of India, about music. About the music, and in the music we saw that there have been different, what is music we saw first and foremost, and then we saw that there have been 5 main ragas in classical music. And which are the 5 ragas, students? Sri, Deepak, Hindol, Med and Bhairavi. After that also we saw that there have been many texts, but we saw the introduction to the 3, and there was Sangit Makaran, Sangit Ratnakar, Sangit Parijat, and who has written about it. We saw this all, and then we went to see about the art of dance. How this art of dance developed and what importance it has. First and foremost, what is the word Nritya, and how is the word Nritya come into? We saw the word Nritya has come from the Sanskrit word Nrit, which I had told you to make a bracket. And into that we saw the different types of traditional classical dances. Okay, there were Bharatnatyam, Kuchipudi, then Kathak, Kathakali, Odissi and Manipuri. We saw which are the people who have been famous. Like in short, we saw about Bharatnatyam. We saw that Bharatnatyam, Vaijayantimala, Hema Malini, Mrinalini Sarabai, Gopi Krishna, they have given a lot of contribution. And so we saw about the Kathakali, we saw about the Kathak, and so on Manipuri dance. Then we studied about the dramatic art. And I had told you that question can be asked for 3 marks. Dramatic art could be asked for 3 marks. What is that dramatic art is all about? And into that I told you Bhavai. Okay, Bhavai is a type of emotional oriented drama. I had explained you that time. Now I'm not going to take it point by point, but it is either 3 marks question or sometimes it can be asked for 2 marks. If it is 2 marks question, 6 points are important. We also have seen that Bhas is a great poet among them. We have seen about that. Then we went to see about the folk dances of Gujarat. And in that, we saw about the tribal dance. We saw about the Dang district. Okay, how they sing, what type of sound do they make. Then we saw about Garba, Rasa, okay, which we have in our Gujarat during the time of Navratri. Then we also saw the other dances of Gujarat. And they were Gov Gunthan dance, Dhamal dance of Siddhis. We saw that the Siddhis were the people who originally belonged to Africa, who are residing presently in Jampur village near, that is the center of Gir forest, okay. And in that I had told you that when they dance, they make the ho-ho sound. Then we saw about the other dances, that is Merayo dance, Pedhar dance, Kali dance, okay. And so students, we had studied all this. This is in short about this chapter 2. Now, students, I know and we came to know that some of the students are not doing social homework. They are not seeing the video. Whatever it is, whether you watch it or you don't watch it, we want the homework, and soon we are going to give you online test. Okay, so be prepared. We will be asking you whatever we have been teaching you, the examples that we have been giving you while teaching. So, if you want, you have to watch the videos. I'm going to stop this class over here. Have a good day. Bye, students.